Alrighty. There's a 1-year update on the Cruze. 2014 model year. 1LT-RS. Wasn't anticipating rain today, so we're gonna do most of this inside. There's a walk around, it's dirty. I was gonna hope to wash it before doing this, but like I said, it's raining right now, so. Alrighty. Here's your exterior shot. Still in good shape. Only one little bit of damage in the year, and that has been on this right front fender. Can't even really see it, especially when it's dirty, but I think right about in here I got hit by a exploding truck tire. Had a chunk that nailed me. But you can see she's dirty. Hasn't actually been washed in several months. But yeah, let's get the camera out of the rain and get inside, and we'll pick it up from there. Stand by. Alrighty, beautiful day for a car review, huh? Okay, we are sitting in the Cruze. It's a year old. Technically, I've had it a year tomorrow, but a year ago today is when I signed all the paperwork. So, she's holding up very well. Let's start with the mileage. Find the keyhole here. We're checking at 10,663 miles in a year. That's not bad. You know, I really have no complaints on this little car in the last year I've had it. It is small, little small for me, but yeah, I'm making do. Like I mentioned earlier, it is dirty. Haven't really done any cleaning on this in the last several months. It's just been kind of either really cold or wet like this, so a bit of dust over here on the door sill, but you know, no wear on the interior as of yet. It's usually just me riding around in this thing. Mileage hasn't been, you know, haven't racked up that many miles. What do we got here? This one? 50% left on the oil. There we go. We've averaged 34.2. That's actually come down a little bit. Was closer to 35. Oh, correction, that's for this tank. There we go, 35.4. In the 10,584 miles, yeah, plus a few that I've had the car. So, since I've had it, we've been averaging 35.2 miles per hour. That's not bad. So, you know, it's, I'm not a technologically savvy kind of person, so I don't do the Bluetooth, and I actually turned that off because it was bugging me. Every time I'd have the phone in here, somebody would call and everything would stop, and I think I have to hit one of these two buttons. But I don't know. There's just a few too many buttons for someone like me who doesn't play with electronic stuff. Says the guy who does 1,500 videos on YouTube and plays with the computer for editing. But, you know, it's been a good little car. It's comfortable. Radio's alright. I don't do the satellite. That turned out to be garbage. I only used it for a day, maybe 2 days, played around with it. I live in the Northwest here, if you can't tell. We've got lots of trees. Sometimes you just go by even one of these trees and you lose reception. Go under an overpass, you lose reception. Go behind a building, you lose reception. So I says no. So the only thing that I do for music is, all my music is right there on that little thumb drive. I've got a couple of CDs in here, but I hardly ever even listen to them. So everything's on that thumb drive there. So let's crank her up and get her warming up, because it's 46 degrees out there. Runs good, as it should, for only 10,000 miles, a year old. It's been great on gas. I get upwards of 40 miles to the gallon going down the highway with this thing. You know, probably my only comfort complaint would be me being long-legged. Side of my leg hits the side of this button here, so I've always got a little sore spot. But, you know, it is what it is. It is a small car. What else we got here? Not a whole lot. People driving through slow. they're looking for the party house. But you know, it's been a good little car. It's been comfortable. It's gotten me everywhere I've needed it to go. Good on gas. Now the gas prices are down. I filled it up with premium, and it cost me $30 bucks, $32 to fill up the tank. So I was happy with that. That was all right. Somebody's got a new Sonic LTZ in black. Same dealership about mine. She always talked about how she never bought new cars, but yeah, it's been a good little car. Tires are wearing good. Brakes are still fine. I've had it in for one oil change since I've had it. My only other complaint, if you will, is every once in a while these little B-pillars back here on both sides. I think it's the B-pillars. It might be in the doors. Haven't really narrowed it down, but they do rattle every once in a great while. What are we doing here? Just passing on the wrong side of the road. We got us a genuine cluster going right in front of the house here, because I'm not leaving anytime soon. But okay, back it up. It's all right. You can do it. This is what we got going on. This is where we're not supposed to park on the roads, but yeah, it's been a good little car. Like I said, the pillars, they rattle just a hair every once in a great while. I think it's when the temperature gets just right. The outside is a little cool, the inside's a little warm, and I don't know if they just loosen up a little bit with the expansion and contraction and all that, but you know, if that's all I've got to complain about. The 6-speed's working good. Motor's got adequate power. Could be a little more in the grunt department, but yeah, it's good on gas, so that's all that I'm worried about. I think we'll go ahead and set you up on the little suction cup mounts and go for a little rip. I'm going to head into town today. It's Saturday, and we'll talk about anything else I can think of, so stand by. Okay, rock and roll. If we can get out of our own driveway here. That's been a good little car so far, a year in. This is the turbo model, 1.4 liter. I've done some modifications to it already. Haven't had too much grief from the dealership for that, but hopefully it won't give me any more. I've got Can-Am cold air on this thing. The intake, I did clean the filter out a bit before I put it on, because I read online Can-Ams, when they come from the factory, they got a little too much oil on them. That can actually mess up your mass airflow sensor. Gets the little grids and actually bakes on, and then you got to buy a new one for 600 bucks or whatever it is. So I did take care of that. Also, after I'd had it on a couple of weeks, I took the airflow sensor off and cleaned it, just to make sure, and so I knew how it all came apart. Real simple. We've got an exhaust on it already. Put a Flowmaster, I think it's the Force 2. Duals out the back, because I like that. What else have we done? Performance-wise, that's it. I do have a little subwoofer in the trunk, but it's not wired up yet. I've mounted it, but as far as that's gone, I've got to figure out how to get the trim off without destroying it. Of course, now that I've had it a year, I'm not so worried about destroying it. I can go out and just get new parts. About 20 bucks on eBay. I'm sure the dealership want 50, 60 bucks, but so I have actually had quite a few people contact me in the last year about this thing. They've been considering them or having questions about them. And if you're in the market for a car of this, what's the word I'm looking for this size, these features, yeah, it's a good little car. Nowadays, in my opinion, after looking at as many as I did last several years, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Nissan, Toyota, Hyundai, Kia. I mean, they're pretty much all the same now. They're all going to be fairly trouble-free for the first 100 to 150,000 miles. All the warranties we got, you know, a lot of it though too is how you drive it. You can't hammer on it and expect it to last forever. There was a dude at work who had one of these. He was complaining that it only got about 28 miles to the gallon. But I remember watching him pull out of the parking lot one day and he's just on it hard. He also wrecked his twice. Second time I think he totaled it out. But you know, you saw I'm getting, what I say, 35 and a half average out of this. This is not exactly this route, but this is pretty much my daily commute. Monday through Friday, so a little bit of surface roads, a little bit of high speed like this. I just kind of took the back road to change up the scenery a little bit. Clutch is a little chattery when it's cold like right now. Once it warms up, it's pretty smooth. That could be partly how I drive it, could just be weather, who knows. So get some heat in the motor, this thing goes real good. I like the white. I was a little apprehensive at first when I quote-unquote ordered it. Those of you that don't follow the channel every day, I bought this from the dealership just north of me. They didn't have it in stock, but it was at another local dealership 40 some miles away. So I did all the paperwork on a Friday, went into work Saturday morning, suckered my brother into driving me down to pick it up. Finished finalized everything, signed all the good stuff, did the inspection, got the intro on this vehicle, and then had to drive it straight to work again because I was on mandatory overtime. I took the time there, no rush. I went with the RS package because I wanted just a little bit appearance-wise, make it stand out. So it's got the spoiler, it's got the chin spoiler, it's got the fog lights, it's got the body molding, it's got the RS badges. I took the Cruze and the LT off the tailgate, or trunk lid, I should say. Come on, people, we're gonna merge. And I did for $30-some from the dealership, bought another RS badge, which I believe they're the same from the Camaros to the Cruzes and all that stuff. Put it where the LT badge would go on the right side of the trunk lid. I do have LED tail lights. Got a couple of videos up of that. I've also got a set of projector beam headlights for it, but those are going to take some wiring and finagling. I haven't quite brought myself to try to dig into that yet. Previous vehicle, everyday driver, was a 1994 Chevrolet half-ton pickup, which I do miss that truck, but this just blows me away with the fuel economy. So what do we got going on here? One thing I never liked about that Chevy pickup is the wipers. When you intermittent or even just regular low and high speed, when you turn them off, they'd always do one more pass. I don't know why it does that. Something with activating the switch, I'm assuming, but luckily this one doesn't do that. That's just nitpicking. But that's about it. That's the year update on this old little car. 2014 Chevy Cruze. Very happy with it. The 15s, from what I gather, they only change technical stuff, like getting the Bluetooth enabled or the Wi-Fi or whatever it is inside, turning it into what they call it, a Wi-Fi hotspot or whatnot. There was walking up the side. Saw something he wanted to go pick up. Anywho, let's go ahead and kick this off and push on with my day. We'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like it. Try to get some more videos going here shortly, and we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.